Hey guys, MC Mura here, and as you know, yesterday Capcom put out the gameplay trailer for Akuma, probably the most anticipated character for Season 1, and I did a detailed breakdown on it. I will leave a link to it in the pinned comment, and so did like everyone else on the internet. But anyways, yesterday everyone was incredibly hyped for Akuma. But there was this one little news that maybe you may not have seen, and if you check out the video description for Akuma, this last line, with Akuma update comes a major balance patch where all characters will receive changes. Keep an eye out for our social channels for more details. And I find the wording here to be very intriguing. Comes a major balance patch. So you're saying that every characters will receive some changes and that this is the big shakeup that we have been waiting for. And this is kinda interesting to me because Akuma is still technically like a season 1 character. He's still technically a fighter boss 1 character, right? This for example is Street Fighter 5 if we're gonna compare it to like the previous model. So the game launched with these guys, and then season 1 was all of these guys, right? But the season 2, the big changes, the real dramatic changes to the game happened with the release of Akuma during season 2, the start of season 2, and then it was Sakura, the start of season 3, and then it was Kage, the start of, and then Dan came out with a V shift and all of that. So it's like Akuma came out with the new crazy changes, Sakura came out with the V trigger 2, Kage came out with the V skill 2, I believe, maybe, and then Dan came out with like the V shift and the big changes. So it was always like the start of the next fighter pass, the start of the next season where we would get the big balance changes. But no, Capcom is saying it actually comes with Akuma, which kind of makes me interested on when and how they're gonna reveal the Fighter Pass 2, because you just know there's got to do one, right? Maybe for something big like Summer Game Festival or something like that. Anyways, so they also said the same thing with the PlayStation Blog Post. With Akuma comes a major balance patch. Now, Street Fighter 6 in its current state did receive a number of patches, right? We got a patch just a couple of months ago with Ed, where they did touch up on some characters. They changed Ryu a little bit, they changed Jamie a little bit, little small buffs here and there to like Aki, to Manon. But I don't think it actually changed that much. Most of the people kind of under the idea that the game is still pretty much the same. So the idea of them finally going for a major balance patch that will shake up the game in its entirety, the prospect of that is actually really exciting. Yes, I'm gonna be screwed. I'm gonna have to go through the entire cast, do all of these member by member balance changes, but it's like fun and exciting times, right? And there is one more thing that's actually interesting here, and that is this. This is via Event Hubs, but this is a news that we actually have been knowing about, or we knew about for a long time now. Akuma is gonna be playable early in Street Fighter 6 from May 1st to May 6th. So this is an event in Japan, I believe, Gamagori or whatever, it's like Japanese city, and Akuma is gonna be playable. And you know what this means? We're gonna get some of these season 2 leaks, right? We're gonna see some of these season 2 balance changes play out. This is always like the craziest time, where it's like everyone will have like this tiny, small, super pixelated 240p cell phone footage, and we're like trying to like count frames and see if there's anything that's different. But the fun thing about it is now this will be with the added benefit of the language barrier, right? Where someone was like, Manon's heavy kick is now plus on block, but it's not really what they mean. So it's gonna be wild, but expect to see this very soon, right? I know that Evo Japan just took place, it just ended yesterday. But I do think there are some people, there are some internationals who are still in Japan. So this could be very interesting. I don't know how we're gonna get coverage of this. I don't know if we're gonna get footage, but I damn know for sure that we're gonna get some leaks here, and everyone's gonna go crazy when they learn that Zangief now got Green Hand back, and it turns out he's just drive rushing. Now, obviously, when it comes to a major balance change, especially when you're saying stuff like that, I feel like we have got to take a look at the previous games to get an idea on the scope. right? Because Street Fighter 6 is now in a very interesting situation. You are one of three. You either love the game and you absolutely love it as it is, and if so, that is great for you. You are someone who is playing it, you like it because you like Street Fighter, but you do have some gripes, and I feel like this is a good portion of the active player base, myself included. I do have some gripes with the game, but I like it enough that I'm still playing. And the third is the issues. You got some real issues with the game that are putting you totally off and you are not actively playing. And this is Capcom's chance to finally pull back some of these guys that have been away, right? So it's gonna be some exciting times. Now, like I said, we have to take a look at the past to see like how drastic maybe the changes would be. And this was the first season for Street Fighter 5, the first big update, the season 2 patch notes, right? And in this patch notes, they did address a lot of issues that people had issues with, right? So for example, one of the major issues with Street Fighter 5 when it first came out was the fact that there was a lot of input lag. Some characters had meterless reversals, some characters didn't, and this was the patch where they took away the meterless invincible reversal, because Ryu had it, Cammy had it, I believe Ken had it as well, Nikali, I think, and they took them away, right? Where now everyone have to use an EX reversal for it to have an invincibility. But so this was a really big change. They also changed the recoverable health, where it's like now they kind of doubled down on it and you regain her more slowly. There was a lot of system-wide changes as well, and I do think they changed a lot of the V reversals, so now they don't get Oki. It was a major balance change, right? It was a major balance change. And if you got Alex, like for example, this is Alex, this is like a regular character that was in a pretty okay place in season 1. He wasn't super low tier, wasn't super top tier. Take a look at this, like he got some sizable changes. Like we're scrolling through Chun-Li, which was considered back then to be like the best character in the game, and take a look at how like vastly nerfed she got. Like, oh my god, this is so much changes. I'm still scrolling and she got a ton of nerfs. Now another way we can try to see like some of the changes, because I know that for Street Fighter 6 everyone want to see what will they do to Drive Rush and what will they do to Drive Impact, perfect parries and all of that. We didn't see any perfect parries in this trailer, but we did get to see Drive Rush, right? Akuma actually does a couple of Drive Rush combos here, and his Drive Rush still looked insanely fast, right? I believe this is the combo's gonna come right now. It's the next one, I believe. So his Drive Rush still looks insane. And then they open up the next clip with him doing like Drive Rush overhead, and it still looked really fast. So I don't think Drive Rush, the speed of it at least, and the utility in the neutral is going away. He's still going for an almost like half screen, really fast Drive Rush, and it does look like the overhead carried the momentum. This was actually one of the changes was like Manon for the mid-season patch, where her back medium kick now carries momentum. Obviously out of Drive Rush, your next move, some of them do move your character forward like extra, and this seems to be the case. If we watch this at a very slow speed, right? At 25, let's shut down the volume, right? So see, it seems like he's doing the overhead and it's kind of sliding forward. So is this gonna be a universal change? Now more momentum on moves, which would be crazy because this would mean like Capcom is doubling down on the effectiveness of Drive Rush, or is it just an Akuma thing? Who knows? But I feel like that overhead hit from really far. I feel like it hit from a really far distance. So that actually could be really like, take a look at how far he did it from the activation. Was he activated it from a really far away, right? Are you seeing this? Like this is probably like the startup frame. I believe that like this is the startup. This is where Akuma is starting to take the pose. So take a look at how much momentum Akuma carried forward, right? So yeah, Akuma was sliding with an overhead and obviously did like the combo follow-up after it. So is this universal, specific to Akuma? Who knows, but it's an exciting times, right? And I'm sure, like I said, in the upcoming days, we will know more and more. Let me know your thoughts. What are you expecting from the balance patch? Are you expecting massive changes? Do you expect that the top tiers will finally get some nerfs, or the low tiers finally gonna get buffed? I don't know, man. I'm kind of worried for Manon because like some of the low tiers in Street Fighter 5 stayed low tiers for like 3-4 years before they became viable, so who knows. Anyways, it's gonna be some exciting times. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. It helps the channel so much. We'll be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.